Hi all, Jin here. It's actually pouring rain right now, so you might be able to hear it in my recording if I can't remove it enough. But anyways, I'm here with Ramza's How to Play video, where I go over his kit, his EX Plus, and my thoughts and recommendations, while taking him into the chaos fight afterwards. As usual, in the pinned comment are timestamps for easy navigation, as well as a link to my full playlist for all the how to play vids I've done. I've already had Ramza's EX since his initial release, and Ramza has actually been quite useful ever since. Especially in the early Chaos era where him and Charlotta were like two of the top budget support units at the time. So now he finally comes back with his EX Plus on a banner alongside a new character, Jack. I'm going to be honest, I was actually really bummed out when JP released this banner because there was actually a lot of rumors that it was going to be Delita or Orlando that might be released alongside Ramza's EX Plus, but it just turned out to be another Type O unit. I have no issue with Type 0 one bit actually, but I do have an issue that we're still waiting on our third tactics character. Even in JP, there's still just the two, so feels bad, man. Well, since I have no interest in Jack, I actually haven't put a single ticket into the banner, but this doesn't mean that Jack isn't quite good. So I'll just go over my quick thoughts on him since I won't be able to showcase him. Jack is pretty much the top melee DPS now, who deals some crazy damage alongside with some turn manipulation and some self-harm as well. His EX deals 100% AoE damage twice while reducing his health to 1, and this grants him 100% evasion for 1 turn as well as a unique buff for 3 turns that also grants 60% evasion and the ability to heal himself through 80% of HP damage dealt, or 35% max HP, to heal himself back up before the next EX. So this is kind of like a rinse and repeat cycle. He kills himself and then heals himself back up while having mechanics to avoid dying, which includes the last stand by the way. And he also gets a free ability use after his EX. But his other interesting gimmick is that he will be able to do a follow-up attack called Deliverance, which will move his next turn in front of the target if it was originally after, as long as he breaks or attacks a broken target with one of his 2 abilities, or his HP Plus or Brave Plus breaks the target. So these wouldn't apply to his EX ability, for example. But you can do some turn manipulation and some constant loops with him as well, like Noctis a bit. This means he does like breaks, so ideally you leave him a break and you can use his HP Plus to break the target, and then he will move right in front, and then you can use an ability and then he can move right in front again, and then technically you could use another ability and move right in front again, for example. But the catch is that he only has a total of 6 abilities of each, and his EX recast is slow, and he also brings nothing else to the party outside of just pure damage and turn shenanigans. He will definitely be needing to be 3-3 to get his Brave++ and HP++, and this also upgrades both his EX ability as well as his Deliverance ability so that they both can deal more damage, and this unlocks his true potential. He shouldn't really have an issue of dying even though you see him at 1 health all the time, because you can just utilize his own healing and his 100% evasion for 1 turn, and then he still has 60% evasion after that 1 turn of 100% as well. He also has Last Stand, but if you pair him with good healer supports you'll have even less worry. Also, Selfie helps his EX recast speed to get more free abilities, or you can use Hope to extend his evasion buffs. All in all, he brings just giant damage, and if you're okay with watching him kill himself over and over again, he can actually serve you pretty well for the standard length of time any top pure DPS unit would, which is to say that once his damage per turn starts to become lacking, he can be easily replaced by other damage dealers since he brings nothing exceptionally unique to the table. You can check out his kit in greater detail through the Tonberry Troops infographics, which they do a great job always. You can go to their website, tonberrytroop.com. Alright, so on to my beloved Ramza, one who can't easily be replaced, not only because of his kit, but since he's one of only 2 tactics characters in this game, he's a definite purple for me. He comes with only his EX Plus, but I can quickly go over his base kit. His skill 1, Shout, has a brave gain of 100% attack with an HP dump and increases his unique buff Shout by 1 stack, with max 3 stacks. The buff Shout increases his attack by 60% and max brave by 40% and speed by 30%. Each stack upgrades his HP plus. With 1 stack he gains brave based on 80% attack with a brave plus HP that has 120% overflow. At 2 stacks it becomes HP++, which gains brave by 100% attack, and at 3 stack he gets his HP+++, which gains brave by 120% of attack with the possibility of 120% overflow on brave gained, and then he gets 2 brave hits that can overflow up to 150% while taking up no turn count. His skill 2, Galvanize, batteries the party by 70% attack, grants the party the generic buffs of attack up of 50% and brave regen of 60%, high brave for 9 turns, as well as increasing the unique buff Pep for 1 stack, with a max of 3 stacks. When at max stacks, when using his skill 2, the buffs granted actually increase to 12 turns instead of 9. Pep increases his max brave by 60% and party attack by 20%. Each stack upgrades his Brave Plus, which with 1 stack he batteries party by 50% attack while doing 1 Brave hit. At 2 stacks becomes Brave Plus Plus, which batteries the party by 70% attack. And at 3 stacks becomes Brave Plus Plus Plus, which batteries party by 100% attack, increases his Brave hits to 2, while also now no longer taking up any turn count, similar to his HP plus plus plus. His EX ability, Enervate or Triple Breaku, is a 2 Brave plus HP attack that batteries allies by 50% HP damage dealt, and inflicts the target with the unique debuff Enervate, which lowers attack, defense, and speed by 20% for 6 turns. His C65 and C70 grants him attack up of 30% for 2 turns, and his Bloom extends it to 4 turns with an additional use. I really do wish this gave him more, like something to the party, or at least be 5 turns like everything else, mostly, but it does give him an additional use and he does love the attack, so if your Ramza is purple, I'd get it. Alright, so now onto his EX Plus. At 0-3, his EX ability hits harder. He gets a Brave gain of 50% attack with 120% gained overflow, and then the 2 Brave hit HP attack after gets 150% overflow and 50% splash, while inflicting his unique debuff now on all the enemies. At 1-3, he gets attack up 40% and max Brave up 60%. His EX ability gets his plus version at 1 stack of Shout, which now Brave gains by 70% attack with 180% overflow on Brave hits, while extending his Shout buff by 2 turns. This is essentially only a 1 turn extension since it will extend prior to counting his turn, but still nice. At 2-3, the party starts with his generic buffs from his skill 2, while he himself starts with 1 stack of each unique buff, Shout, and Pep. His EX ability gets its double plus version at 2 stacks of Shout, which Brave gains by 100% attack, with 190% overflow on the Brave hits and 60% splash. At 3-3, his EX ability hits harder, with the plus and double plus versions increasing to 130 and 140% Brave gain overflow respectively. His EX ability now gets a triple plus version at 3 stacks of Shout, which Brave gains by 150% attack, with 150% Brave gained overflow, along with 200% overflow on now 6 Brave hits, along with 80% splash. He also now gets Brave refund of 30% HP damage dealt. Okay, so how much should you invest, since that's a lot to take in with all his plus versions and stacks and stuff? Well, Ramza's best qualities still remain in his base kit, which is his free turns and his buffs, while one of his worst qualities can be fixed by just giving him a book, which was his mediocre EX damage. So at 0-3 you can already get more damage, including splash, while applying his debuff on all enemies, so he's a great 0-3 character if I have to say so myself. So if you want a cheap budget support that is very chaos viable, just give him a book and that's it. But if you want to invest ingots, I'd say just take him to 3-3. Ramza will last much longer, have even more free turns, and actually deal some great damage. At 1-3, his EX extends his longevity a bit for his Shout. At 2-3, he saves an ability use of each while being able to get to 3 stacks of Shout faster. And at 3-3, his EX hits so much harder, which is up quite fast. So each ingot level gives quite a nice upgrade, and technically you're welcome to stop at any point, honestly. But if I'm going to put ingots in him, I'd just go to the full 3-3 since all of them are great. As for his sphere, it increases the party's iBrave and max Brave by 5% with 3 or more buffs, and this sphere can go to your favorite iBrave booster support. It's not a bad sphere for Ramza, of course, but he also wants all the attack he can get, so I'm not that big of a fan of his sphere not giving party attack. If you give him 2 D spheres, which he can proc, that include party attack for both, he would thank you greatly. And also is one of the reasons I haven't put his own sphere on yet. For his C-Sphere, if I hadn't already given Rosa's sphere to Sarah, I would have given it to Ramza, since giving him a healing sphere to a support without none is quite helpful in some situations. I wouldn't suggest giving him Porum's sphere since he spams his HP plus mostly, and that doesn't grant buffs obviously. Ideally, if I had all 4 characters purple at this moment, Porum's sphere should go on Sarah and Rosa's should go on Ramza, because that only needs a proc on broken targets. Otherwise you can give him like Y'shtola's C-Sphere, but most C-Spheres are better on other supports. For his arts, 1000% he needs 3 108s first and foremost. All of his Brave gain and battery is based on his attack, so just get 3 108s first even if his secondaries are trash. And secondly, since attack is so important, his C50, which raises attack, max Brave, defense, and iBrave by 5%, as long as his HP is maxed at the last wave, is a great secondary. Just make sure he's at full health prior to going into the last wave. And obviously since he doesn't heal himself well, you would have to have a healer to take care of that for him. Otherwise just go for 330, which is a good third option. It increases his overflow threshold more, as well as benefits him on all waves. 170 is a distant 4th for his Brave regen. Obviously I have 0 188 C50s. Don't know why they just wouldn't drop, but I'm not going to complain about these either, they're decent enough. Just make sure you get the 108s first. So how to play Ramza. It's similar to how he used to play, only with a few wrinkles with his added bonuses from his EX Plus. In most cases, just get to 3 stacks of Shout ASAP. So if at least 2-3, then you would just be doing 2 shouts in a row, since the party is already buffed. But if not 2-3, you would need to buff your party also. So you can start with Galvanize first, and then shout until 3 stacks with an EX in between. Keep in mind his 2 abilities have high turn rates, so check first if he has a quick turn or instant turn with his shout. So then sometimes you can just shout and then go into Galvanize first to get a bigger battery off of Galvanize. And this also saves a turn of his skill 2 buffs on himself. Although for longer fights, a non-2-3 Ramza, or even not, you may have to hold off on getting to 3 stacks of shout a bit to conserve his abilities. But generally, especially if a 2-3 Ramza, I would just go to 3 stacks right away, and if he runs out, then that's a tough fight, and we won't be running into those for some time, I think. Also, his triple Brave Plus is nice, but there's no need to rush to getting pep to 3 stacks like shout, since the buffs to the party are the same amount, and you'll just be using his Brave Plus minimally if at all. So just use his skill 2 to reapply buffs, or to sometimes get a quick turn charge into a more damaging EX. Once at 3 stacks of shout, he's just an HP+++ machine, and weave his EX in between. His Brave+++ also has high turn rates, so if you need help shaving, he can sometimes go from his Brave triple plus into his HP triple plus, neither of which actually take up turn count either. Once at 3 stacks, only use his skill 1 again to reapply shout before it drops. Never ever let either of his stacks drop, especially shout, because then you're just really losing out on his abilities to just rebuild it back up to 3 stacks, if you can even do so, if you even have enough abilities left. You'd be better off resetting the wave in most cases, unless the fight is almost over. It's important to keep in mind that at 1-3 he now will be able to use his EX at only 1 turn left of his shout buff, since it extends his shout buff, much nicer now. But it doesn't extend his pep buff. Otherwise, you do have to forego doing anything if your stacks are about to drop, and use skill 1 ASAP. So ideally, plan ahead if you see his shout stacks approaching that point, because you don't want to run into a situation where you have to choose to let pep drop off to keep his shout stacks, or choose to take a big hit from an enemy, etc. Another thing of note for Ramza, try to get him a decent amount of Brave with his EX in Summon, since the battery and damage together from his EX is immense in Summon. So, for example, you could Galvanize prior to Summon to also charge his EX, and then use his EX in the Summon, for example. But outside of his EX, he's not particularly great in Summon, since his abilities have high turn rates, but don't deal great damage or damage at all. Or you're just wasting free turns which are already automatically free in Summon, so you could switch him out after popping his EX in Summon for friend support, since as long as your party has his generic buffs, they'll be fine without him. That leads me to his cons. His attack aura isn't particularly great, and so your party is relying on his generic attack buff mainly, which can be pushed off or dispelled. His only decent way to Brave Shave is his EX ability, otherwise the most Brave hits he can do is 2 from his Brave triple plus or his HP triple plus. His skill 1 doesn't even Brave Shave or battery at all, leaving your party open to issues if he has to refresh his shout stacks in a bind, which is something that can actually happen quite a bit if you're not paying attention to when he must refresh his shout stacks. He is one of the great supports with no healing, similar to Sarah, so needing to bring another healer alongside him can cramp up party choices. Which is why if you have him with Rosa Sphere to like run alongside a tank, for example, is always a nice option to have, which is something I've actually done with my Sarah, who has that healing sphere for Entropy 8. But otherwise, Ramza is a big pro guy to me, mostly due to his Brave and HP triple plus taking 0 turn counts, meaning he can battery and shave your party for free, or deal HP damage for free almost anytime he wants. Also, his EX is quite fast and is no longer a waste of a turn now that it can actually output the damage and extend his shout buff while applying debuffs to everybody as well. And this unique debuff of his just takes up 1 slot and lowers all the important stats, which is attack, defense, and speed, so it can actually be stacked with other debuffs to really neuter enemies. He also brings everything you need from a support for the party in terms of buffs and auras, which would be 80% attack up, 60% max brave up, 50% eye brave up, and brave regen up 60% eye brave. So my final thoughts on Ramza, he's a great support outside of missing healing, and is a free turn machine, which getting low turn count is one of the most important things to getting score requirements. He can offset many of your more turn inefficient characters, like for example Aerith, and she can also bring the heals for him. So just to give you an idea, take a 3-3 Ramza for example, you can use his shout twice to get to 3 stacks, that leaves you with 3 ability uses left, with already 8 turns of the current shout stack remaining. If you were to use only his HP triple plus, you have technically 32 turns of decent damage completely free. Let me say that again, that's completely free. And that's actually excluding his EX, which actually extends his shout by 2 turns as well. That's pretty broken. Also, his Brave +++ being free with high turn rate is not to be overlooked. You can shave and act quickly while battering your party without taking up a turn. So definitely a great option to pick up, and a great banner to pull on if you have neither, because Jack is really strong DPS and Ramza is a really great support. But if you only care about Ramza, keep in mind that he's also in the EX token shop if you still have your tokens from Dimensions End Order, so that's always an option as well. So let's see him in action, shall we? We have Jack's Chaos event here, where he's obviously Synergy. And let's take a quote-unquote tactics team here. Since Square obviously doesn't care for this game, we only have 2 legit FFT characters, so my third FFT choice will have to be the Flower Girl that appeared for one scene in the original game. Technically, she's not needed for the heals since Agrias can cover the heals for Ramza already, but I don't care. I'm taking this tactics team, so let's do this. We're taking Ifrit for the extra attack. Leo's actually quite a good partner for Ramza because he has heals and he's a DPS, because Ramza doesn't need another support really. Look at all these Leos though for farming. Let me take Mayu's Shadow. I think that'll be kind of fun. Alright, let's go. People with fast turn rates might actually not go well with Ramza either, because he doesn't have that many buffs that he can give them. Let's start with S1. And I want to get her to 5 stacks. Everyone's gonna be overfilled, but it's okay. And we'll get to our second stack of Shout here. Do some shaving. And let's not get broken. Let's get our third stack. Now we're at free turn abilities with HP+++. And she's gonna need to do some shaving. No paralyze. I can dump this. Oh, nice miss. Alright, he's pretty much a HP+++ machine. This will take 0 turns. Beautiful, 64k for no turn count. It is wonderful. And let's just go ahead and get to our 5th stack. Yeah, 5th stack and get our EX up as well. I don't really need her skill 1 for the heals because I got Aerith. And the more you battery Ramza, the more his free ability will deal plenty of damage. So we're about to deal a pretty insane amount of damage here. This EX plus, so many pluses. Now they got the debuffs on as well. We can just dump this. EX is up next turn. And let's shave. Since they're both targeting him, might as well use a Galvanize. Get our second stack. Hey, did they push off? What buffs did they push off? He still has his attack up, which is fine. Alright. Let's silence them. Agrias still putting in work all this time. We can go healing with the EX? No, it's okay. And both targeting me again. Might as well get our third stack of pep. Normally I wouldn't do that, but they're both targeting him still. Oh, they're silenced. Wow. Oh well. That's why you gotta pay attention to what you're doing. I'm just gonna dump this first. $84k damage that doesn't take a turn count. That's the power of Ramza. Oh man, why don't you break? Ugh, why don't you break? Don't kill me. You can't kill me. Sorry. Only Sephiroth can. Alright, let's shave him down. And we'll reapply the debuff. And deal some serious damage while at it. And some serious battery as well. It's kind of a waste for Aerith to use Healing Wind here. I don't think he'll kill us. And we're gonna have to shave again. Now we can Healing Wind. Good as new. And might as well silence them. They're gonna be neutered now. With one thing dying. Yep. Free turn. And he's dead. Alright, last wave. Flutter Jellies. EX. And dump this. Not a fan of them both being broken here. Let me just go ahead and galvanize everyone again. And I'm out of Parasitra buff. I don't know when that happened. And we'll dump all this first. 90k free turn dump. Oh, can't break it. That's fine. A battery running with Ramza is perfect. Gives him insane amount of damage per free turn. EX. It's kind of crazy. I haven't refreshed his shout stacks once since getting to 3 stacks, but it's still 4 turns left. I'm not used to that at all. I think I can dump this. Yep. It's a good miss too. Oh. think I can dump this though. Yep. Let's go ahead and prevent the break. Might do an HP attack. Yep. Ouch. Heal up. Everyone's always full with Brave. Battery everyone again. Look at all that Brave I can dump. I feel like I can. I want to dump this Brave. 99k on a free turn dump. Jesus. You might get tired of hearing me saying that, but Jesus Christ, that's kind of insane. Let's go ahead and get our EX up and see if we can get it paralyzed. Oh, no paralyze. Let's not get broken this time. I got 2 stacks of shot left. Let's just go ahead and use it in the EX. And this should silence the all attack. And let's get our big battery dump here. EX up after this. Ooh, 2 all attacks. I'm not a fan of that. Let's go ahead and battery the other 2 at least. Break. Beautiful. Two all attacks in a row. The Aerith will go in between. See if I can get him out of break. I want to dump this. Dump this Brave. Wow, he has high eye Brave. Whoops. Whoops. Hopefully this doesn't hurt too much. Perfect. The poison is from Ferris's E-Sphere that's on Agrias right now. I'm gonna go ahead and paralyze him. Get him out of break as well. Give us a chance to regroup. My prayer, set your buff up. Battery, Ramza. If we turned up. They should get our EX up after this. Oh, they're both attacking. So let's break one of them at least. Boo. No EX. Ooh, they're both attacking me. It's okay. Look at all that battery, and then the self battery as well. I think we'll dump this. Yeah, we can silence them. Is that my pep falling off? Yeah. Let's give everyone back their buffs. Into EX is perfect. Nope, not his EX. Let's just dump it then. Oh. Oh, nice miss. That was a good poison too. Hey, they're doing 2 all attacks. Let's get Shadow in here. Now Shadow, your job is to dodge all of these all attacks, please. And we're gonna give you a bunch of battery for it. Bunch of battery. Dodge. Beautiful. Oh, it's targeting Shadow too, that's perfect. Yeah. Oh, wild throw. So much damage. It'd be nice to have Shadow on my team, but I got hope pretty early, so I had to skip Shadow. Good job dodging again. Return dump. Let's go ahead and give you some more attack and some brave regen. While we're at it, I don't want to break that person. Let's just heal everybody. Beautiful Shadow. Oh, he's still attacking Shadow. It's godsend. RNG working in my favor, or they like to attack the person that will attack them back. Yeah, they just deal the most damage. It's good job, Shadow. Keep dodging those. Keep dodging them. You're the man. Oh, they're both attacking him. What are the chances? I don't even know what's going on right now. Let's make sure he has... Oh, don't jump. Don't jump up, man. Yeah, I don't want you jumping up. So we're just gonna... Well, it's okay if you jump up too. No, I don't want you to jump up. I don't want to break him either, really. Well, we should probably for safety. Never mind, can't even break him. Let's battery everyone. Problem is, I'm running out of my Cetra buff too. So let's battery Ramza, and Shadow should be able to dodge. Oh, no he can't. Come on, Shadow. Damn it, Shadow, what is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you? Okay, we're gonna get one last try. I need to get his dodge buff up. Time we're gonna break out of order. I'm gonna rely on you to not die, okay? So I'm not gonna heal you. Oh, I should heal him for the HP damage threshold, should be okay. Let's go ahead and not take the break here either. Yeah. Finally. Finally. Alright, it's time to do some serious damage here. I have one of those left. Okay. Let's jump up. Let's refresh this. We're going to summon soon. Let's see if I can get the any paralyze here. Nope. Perfect time for summon. And this battery will be up the wazoo. Ooh. Ooh. All we have to do is dump this. And might as well charge our EX while we're in a free turn land anyways. Do I want to push him out? I don't want to push him out. Perfect. That should silence the all attack. And we'll galvanize one last time, jump ahead. Do I want to galvanize one last time? I guess so. All this battery. All the battery, I'll take all of it. All the battery, let's just do the HP dump first. The free turn HP dump. Now it's actually safer, I think, if I paralyze both of them, because B will act before Agrias. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the safe route. Who cares about my silence? I'm gonna make sure that they don't act. And kill them maybe too. Yeah, Ramza should be able to kill him with the splash, and this is over. Ramza with the kill. This is how it's meant to be drawn up. Boom. The tactics team with the flower girl that was in one scene. You can see, like, I probably took like 100 turns in that fight, but Ramza's free turns just makes it to 76. That's pretty much his gimmick. Support the team and take bunches and bunches of free turns. These are my arts. No 108 C50s, but those will do. My Agrias has her own sphere and the sphere of Ferris, as mentioned. That's why they were getting kind of poisoned a bit. Her arts are what I consider perfect. I like the 330s more because she brave gains out for 330s, and then the C50s help her attack, of course. And Aerith, I feel like I have her where I want her. 2 108 charge healing boosts and then a double cursed. Alright, and so I hope you learned something about Ramza. He's just a free turn machine. He'll help lower your chaos turns by a lot. You just need to make sure to bring a healer with him, or a tank, and give him Rose's sphere. But that'll be it for now. The next event is Lena and Cypher. Pretty sure I'll be purpling Lena, so have a how to play for Lena, and I will see you next time. Bye.